I had to jump on right now. Too much going on in California. Too much going on. My name is Jason J. Daniel. This is the Jason J. Daniel Show. I'm going to jump on and do a sound check right now, which is important with the tech here. So I need to make sure that we are broadcasting. J. Daniel Show. Awesome. I'm going to jump on and do a sound check right now. Okay, well, thanks, guys. Welcome to the Jason J. Daniel Show. It is late tonight. It's almost midnight in California. I live in California. I've been in California for years. I was born in California. I have many friends in Los Angeles. As you know, I'm an actor. I'm a former hairstylist. I did a lot of work in Los Angeles. I have family there. Everyone is relatively safe right now. And my heart goes out to you if you're out there. I know it's tough to have cell and internet service. You may have family out there. My heart goes out to all of you. My heart goes out to all of us because this is absolutely disgusting. And everyone now, the entire world is seeing what a disaster Dracula Newsom is and zombie Biden is. And now we have the disappearance of the invisible Karen Bass. I don't even understand how anyone can think that these numbskulls can do anything positive for any citizen. I have not. Who's seen it? So I'm getting ahead of myself, but I just had to get on. I had to get on the podcast, and I have to do what everyone else is doing right now. I have to demand that Gavin Newsom resign immediately. I'm demanding that Karen Bass resign. I don't live in Los Angeles in that area. I'm not a voter, but I am a voter in California. And look, Biden's gone. We've pulled the curtain on that charade. He is gone. All of this is a fantasy. Him coming to California, him walking around, him acting like he's cognizant. We know he's not. Gavin Newsom acting like they're going to solve anything. They're not solving any problems. We now know they're exposed. And I had to just jump on the podcast tonight and just for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, however long I feel like talking, I just need to get my voice out there. You need to get your voice out there. You need to get on your podcast, get on X, get on Facebook, get on YouTube, and share how you feel about what's going on in California. If you're in California, we are always having to deal with fires in California. We're always dealing with budget shortfalls. This whole water thing, we've known for 20 years. We've been dealing with it forever. Trump mentioned it. Numbers and scores of California politicians have talked about it, but no one's had the strength to solve it. No one has had the strength to solve it in California. All of the politicians in California have failed. Republicans, independents, especially Democrats, you have failed. You failed, man. And this all started, let me tell you when this all started when Gavin Newsom got his dirty hands on San Francisco. Gavin Newsom has never worked a job in his life. Did you know that? All he's done is pour wine at his daddy's winery. He is the godson of Nancy Pelosi. He has come from old money. He has not had to work a fucking job in his life, but he was granted the opportunity to run San Francisco because Nancy gave it to him on a silver platter. Why do you think he goes to the Democratic National Convention this last go around and says, from the great state of Nancy Pelosi, blah, 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 Joe Biden, or Harris, because he is corrupt as the day is long, and everything that he has done has been handed to him. All he does is walk around and take photo ops, man. He has a $200,000 photographer hired, okay, on staff, California taxpayer money, on staff to walk around and document him walking around. There's all sorts of pictures of him in Sacramento walking around, all sorts of pictures with politicians and citizens that support him and all the numbskulls that voted for him. When he was in San Francisco, he had a cocaine problem. He was high all the time. All the council members were upset because he'd come in fucking loaded if he even made it to the city council meetings. And we all know the famous story. He had sex with his best friend, campaign manager's wife while he was campaigning for re-election, and he fucking won re-election. He can't answer a single question. This whole obstinate character thing that he has been going on since he was in San Francisco. And then for some godforsaken reason, he becomes lieutenant governor under Jerry Brown, who's a total nutcase. And then he becomes governor. He wins election beyond all of us. I'm asking myself, who's fucking voting for this guy? He is recalled. He survives that. We all had a chance to get rid of him. Do you remember what he did in the pandemic? When the virus, obviously now we know it was released from a Wuhan lab. When we were all concerned it came from China, he made a multi-million-dollar deal so he could get masks and gloves and all sorts of stuff from the Chinese. Gavin Newsom signed away our taxpayer money to China. He has deals with China that the media doesn't cover. The mainstream media in Sacramento are a disgrace. They are a disgrace. In Sacramento and throughout the state, LA, Sacramento, San Francisco, they have covered for him time and time and again. So let's talk about San Francisco. Not only was he AWOL, but all he did was go around to fancy parties and do photo ops. That's all he did in San Francisco. That's all he did. And I do want to say, what's up, Flex? I wanted to. He's in our. He's commenting on our chat right now. We have a live chat right now. If you're watching on Rumble, streaming. Sorry, I just got into it. I got a little crazy. Streaming live on X, live on Rumble, live on YouTube. Guys, my setup's a little amateur. I'm working on it. Sorry if the mic pops a little bit. I need to get one of those pop protectors. But man, I'm just agitated. I'm angry. It all started in San Francisco. Gavin Newsom is a disgrace. And even when all of his shenanigans in San Francisco are put in front of the voters, they voted for him twice. Once to elect him, which is insane. And he was elected as lieutenant governor, but that's fine because that's a package deal. But he was elected, he was saved in the recall. He was reelected in a recall. And then he was reelected. So 3 opportunities, man. So now we have to deal with 2 more years of this shit? No. My prediction is he will not survive this one. He must resign. Everyone has clarity. Everyone has clarity. He must resign. We can't do another 2 years of this shit, man. Can you take another 2 years of this shit? I can't. Sorry, that graphic's not working. So let me fix that graphic here. Here we go. Now you're going to be able to see it. Gavin Newsom must resign. We can't take 2 more years of this, man. If you don't live in California, God bless you. Look, it's the most incredible state to live in, but it's the most expensive. Not only the gas tax, not only the fact that they've made it a supermajority by fixing and rigging elections. It took California 40 days or some shit, 30 days, whatever it was, to count their ballots. And they made sure that every election that a conservative was hanging on, they made sure they kept counting ballots until by a very small margin, way past the recall margin, by the way. Did you know if there's a threshold that's a little small between the 2 candidates, it's an automatic recall in most precincts? Not in California. They know how to get enough votes for the Democrats so they can push a conservative out or a Republican out so they can continue to keep their supermajority that is crushing the economy and now crushing the citizens. You are burning everyone out of LA. Look, the Pacific Palisades, in that area, now there's fires in Citrus City right now. We have Malibu. All of those areas are very rich areas, but not anymore. They're fucking burnt down. And those are the blue areas. So all I have to say is that Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass and Bonita and all these other yahoos, numbskulls have another thing coming because we are done. We are done. I am going to do my best on my podcast to interview as many conservative or independent voices that are going to run against anybody in California that is blue because I am tired of it. I'm not moving because I have family here. I can't just leave California. I have a small business here. I have things going. Why should we leave? Why should we leave? Because corrupt politicians are forcing us to leave because they've been doing completely terrible criminal things to our state and also blowing our taxpayer money. I mean, there's so many things that Gavin Newsom was already barely getting away with, and now it's over. And Karen Bass, I mean, can you believe Can you believe what's going on? Look, let me show you a few things on X that you should see, and then I'll jump off. Thanks for watching. We have folks on Rumble watching, folks on X. Thanks for watching. Again, my name is Jason J. Daniel. Please follow me on Snap, Rumble, IG, TikTok. On TikTok, I'm Real Jason J. Daniel, and they call me the Goat Targaryen on X. You can Google that and figure out that, and you'll know why. Again, Dracula Newsom and the Invisible Bass need to resign. Sorry, that comma should not be there. Dracula Newsom is one title. Let me show you a few things right now going on X that if you have not seen, it's going to be interesting. Look at this video. This video blows me away. Let me back it up here. Check this out, man. So they're asking Newsom, how do you feel? How do you feel when Donald Trump is basically saying it is all your fault? How do you feel? And this is what he says.
In the public safety phase.
I hate to even ask this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it.
One can't even respond. One can't even respond.
People are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives.
Because of you, dude.
Kids lost their schools.
Yeah, because of you, dude.
Torn asunder.
Look at that. He knows he's guilty, man.
This guy wanted to politicize it.
Oh, he wants to listen to him say, watch his body language. He's closing his eyes and he knows that what he's saying is a lie. Look at this. Let me back this up.
Completely torn asunder. Churches burned down.
Torn asunder.
This guy wanted to politicize it.
Oh.
I have a lot of thoughts and I know what I want to say. I won't.
Oh, you won't?
I stood next to a president of the United States.
You know what? That doesn't help.
It's America today. And I was proud to be with Joe Biden.
Oh, why you blink your eyes? You were not proud to be with Joe Biden. He's a zombie, dude.
And he had the backs of every single person in this community. Didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us. We're in the public.
Divide you. You trying to really? Really? We just don't want our homes to burn down. We don't want our gas to have a $3 a gallon tax and be at $10 a gallon. We want food in California to be reasonable. We don't want to go to the stores and have eggs completely missing. We're tired of your fake pandemics. We're tired of your bird flu. We're tired of you manipulating the people. We are tired. That's what we are tired of, dude. And all you do is blame Trump. You know what? He's not even the president at the moment. Sure, he's president-elect, but he's not even in an elected office, and you're still blaming Trump. He has nothing to do with your decisions. They're your fucking decisions. Look in the mirror and blame yourself. But of course he's not going to, because when he's looking in the mirror, he's fucking worshiping himself. This is what we're dealing with. Look, he is completely inept. He's washed, he knows it, and the entire world knows it. And like I said earlier, he must resign now. Karen Bass, she was just elected. Why? Why? Who knows? That was one of the elections that was stretched out, by the way. That was one of the counts in California that was stretched out, which is what we do in California. See, we don't count our votes until we can get a liberal to beat a conservative that's on the line. Now, look, that's a conservative's fault. If you can't get enough votes, if you can't work hard enough, these are easy people to beat. You're just not trying hard enough. So everybody's to blame. Even the Republicans, you're not off the hook, man. You're not off the hook. You guys in the legislature are sitting around and all you're doing is getting caught up fighting Newsom and you're not looking at the bigger picture. Well, now we all got to look at the bigger picture. Now you can't take your eyes off the bigger picture because California is burning. Now the arsonists are out. Now, who knows? This could have started with arson, but now they're really out. Okay. Now the arsonists are popping. Century City, an hour ago, fires there. God knows when this is going to stop. God knows when this is going to stop. But the one thing we do know that's not going to stop is Newsom until he is recalled or resign. If he doesn't resign, look, I'm not for recalls because usually you lose them and they're pretty tough to do. But lately there's been some success, especially in the Bay Area on recalls. Let's look at another clip that is completely interesting. This one is, first, let me show you this. Henry Winkler, Fonzie says, there's an arsonist here in LA. May you be beaten, you unrecognizable, the pain you have caused. Okay. So Henry Winkler is calling for people to be beat down in the streets. I mean, this is wild. Okay. Now, you may hate Trump. Look, and if you hate Trump, just jump off right now because Trump's right tonight. He's right on my podcast tonight. Look, All I have to say is Trump is fucking right. Listen to what he said on Joe Rogan. Now, I'm not going to play the whole clip, but I'll play a little bit. We have no water.
I said, do you have a drought? No, we don't have a drought. I said, why do you have no water? Because the water isn't allowed to flow down. It's got a natural flow from Canada all the way up north.
20 years.
More water than they could ever use. And in order to protect a tiny little fish, the water up north gets routed into the Pacific Ocean. Yeah. Millions and millions of gallons of water gets poured. I could have water for all of that land, water for your forests. You know, your forests are dry as a bone.
Yeah. Nuts, man. It's true. Let's see. What else? Let's see. There's some other stuff interesting on this feed. Here we go. Anna Kasparian, she's on the Young Turks. California and especially LA is controlled by Democrats. They're responsible. No more passing the buck. That is absolutely true. Our mayor, I guess she lives there, who was in Guyana as fires exploded in our city, cut the fire budget by $17 million. Endless amounts of money funneled to bullshit scam or homeless nonprofits. This is a moderate, very left-leaning person calling out Bass and Newsom and the Democrats in California. Enough is enough. We're all coming together here. Are you noticing? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle that you are on. We're all coming together here. I am up late because I want my voice to be heard tonight. One of the most important nights that we need to get together. If you are not being affected by the fires, you will be affected by this somewhere or another. There's a lot of industry that is trying to come out of California. A lot of the economy affects the world. It's a very large economy. Look, we know that, and that's why Newsom controls it with an iron grip and does whatever he can to scam as much money as he can from California. Let's look at some other stuff that I think is extremely interesting. Oh, let's go back to Newsom crying. Let me get rid of this. And let's watch. This one is wild, man. Look, I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think is going on this one. Let me back this up. I'll give you my opinion. This is wild, man. Here we go. Let me share this. And we're on. Check this out. Watch this. This speaks for itself.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning?
Go on.
Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
Now look at this numbskull. Look at her eyes. Doesn't she look high to you? She looks fucking high to me. Look, I'm the only one saying this. Maybe it's controversial, but look how dilated she looks. She's not even aware that she's having questions asked of her, or she's completely zoned out. Either way, look how high she is. Now, it looks like she's on the airplane tarmac or in between where you're loading and unloading. I'm not sure what's going on, but look at the look in her eye. Man, she looks fucking high.
Have you nothing to say today?
Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Taxpayer money spent to send her to another fucking country. For what? Why are these mayors going to other countries? It's not just her. Little small town mayors will spend hundreds, 200, 40, tens of thousands of dollars, in some cases 100,000 if it's a big city, to send city council members and mayors to other countries to do what? To do what? Unless you're the president or the Secretary of State, Vice President, part of the cabinet, you should not be going to a foreign country to conduct business on behalf of a city. There's no point, dude. California, Gavin Newsom doesn't even need to be traveling the world like he does. There's no fucking point, dude. Stay in the country, stay in the state, stay in your city. You have not been elected to travel the world and represent us in China or Africa. It makes me crazy. I've been talking about this for years, but now it's coming home to roost.
Absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today.
You got nothing.
Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
Listen to how bold this reporter is. I love this shit. We had to get somebody from Sky News to over here in the United States to hold her to task. Look at this.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars?
The hits keep coming, man. Look at how high she is.
Nothing to say today?
You have anything to say?
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Do you
Wild, man. Wild. Wild. Sorry about the comma. That should be Dracula Newsom. Wild, man. So that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. You know, YouTube is probably going to ban this video like they've banned my other videos. Facebook, hopefully they're making a change. Instagram, they're making a change. I know Gavin is completely falling apart because he can't control social media anymore. So everything that he is doing, all of the damage, all of his ineptitude, all of the silly shit that he's done, all of the vanity, all of the taxpayer money robbery and the schemes to make everybody millionaires in the legislature, all of that's coming to an end. And you know what is interesting is it took millionaires to feel the pain. Now, I'm not trying to play a class war here. And usually I don't feel sorry for millionaires, honestly. I don't feel sorry for celebrities and millionaires because, look, money solves a lot of problems. Fame brings problems, but it solves a lot. But in this case, I feel very genuinely hurt for all of the people. Whatever station you are financially, nobody deserves this. This is terrible. But all of the very wealthy citizens in Palisades and Malibu, Santa Monica, that are losing their homes and maybe won't be able to rebuild their homes because of the regulations, or may not be able to get permits on time, or some of their insurance policies were canceled because California is so negligent with fires. These insurance companies don't want to take a loss. These folks are really feeling it now, and they not only are going to stop giving him all this fucking money, the fundraising's done. It is done. After what happened with the scam with Biden, look at this. Biden zombie scam. We know he was a zombie for 5 years, 4 years, plus a year of campaigning. We knew he was out of it. I knew it. You knew it. And then we had the Harris con. I mean, they lied and said she was neck and neck, and she was never close. Huge landslide loss, about $2 billion. They can't track the wasteful spending, and she's not held accountable by anyone in the mainstream media or her own party. I mean, some people, but most of her own party are letting her off the hook, blaming Trump, blaming the voters, blaming all of the things that aren't the things that aren't real, the specters, the things that they say cause people to not vote for her. All that stuff's bullshit. And now you've got the invisible Karen Bass, who looks like she's high as fuck, has to be forced to cut her vacation short that taxpayers were paying for in another country. Took her 2 days to come back. And then you've got Newsom, Gavin Newsom. It was, sorry, I'm choking. Was completely exposed and completely inept. And he looks like a crying baby. And I get it, because Newsom is not grown up. It's not a grown man. Not a grown man. A grown man takes care of his state. A grown man takes care of his family, his California family. He's not a grown man. All he does is crying and whine, and he wants to be the president. It's not happening. It is over. Not being the president, and he'll probably be lucky if he keeps the governorship, because I predict next November, we're having some special elections, and these cats are getting ousted, because now people are going to now hold them accountable, and they're going to start to go back through the tape, go through the bills that were passed, go through all these non-government entities that are just bullshit, go through all the wasteful spending. And then Trump is obviously going to be in power, and his team, they're going to, if you thought that they were zooming in on California before, God damn it, they are not going to stop zooming in on California now. So look, that's good news for all of us. It's going to take about a year for us to root this garbage out, to get these slime bags out, to get Dracula Newsom out, and he can go back to wherever he came from. We are done. He can go back to serving wine in Napa at his daddy's winery. We are done. It is over. And we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to talk about it. We're going to continue to demand he resign. We're done playing games. We're done saying that, hey, that's just Newsom. It is what it is. We can't change California. We are going to change California. And guess what? The blue wave may do it. It may be a ton of Democrats rising up and saying enough is enough. We're not fundraising for you anymore, and we're not putting an idiot like you back in office. Enough is enough. Look, San Francisco's already starting to change. They're starting to flip things over. They're starting to recall lunatics. Oakland recalled a lunatic, corrupt mayor. The Bay Area is getting it, and that is the biggest shock. They're the trendsetter. They're the ones setting the trend on rooting out the corruption. And now the rest of us in California need to take note and follow the lead of what the Bay Area has been doing. They're holding their leaders accountable, if you want to call them leaders. And the last thing I'll say, one of the most disgusting things I've seen in the last few weeks is Gavin Newsom taking credit for Proposition 36, which he and Harris tried to destroy. Newsom campaigned against it. He mocked it. He laughed at the citizens. He said it was useless. He said it was pointless. He made up lies about it. And then when it started working within 2 to 3 weeks, he started taking credit for it. Well, I would like him to take credit for this mess. Why don't you take credit for that, Gavin Newsom, this mess that you've created? That would be nice. And the last thing I'll do is say this. Look, it's been 26 minutes I've been doing this, and I'm happy to say I'm proud to be a Californian. I support, look, I'm in LA all the time. I support my folks out there. I work out there. I've been out there for years. I have friends and family out there. I am standing with you, and that's why I'm saying now we need to request, demand Gavin Newsom resign. It's time to resign. And that being said, guys, I really appreciate you watching. And if this message resonates with you, please like and share. Please follow me wherever you see this. If you're seeing this on X, please follow me. Or if you see this on YouTube, subscribe. YouTube is shadow banning me, but hey, we're going to get past that. If you see it on YouTube, subscribe. Also on Rumble. Shout out to Rumble. I'm obviously using the Rumble Studio for my podcast. Follow me on Rumble. A follow goes a long way. A share, a like goes a long way. A comment, I really appreciate it. And for those of you that jumped in the live chat, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being the fuel that keeps me going. And it's been a lot of work to put this podcast together, but I got to say I have so much appreciation and thanks. My last 3 podcasts went through the roof. They're more than 2,000 views on combined on all of the platforms, and every show is growing. And if you take the time to watch me tonight or tomorrow or whenever, I just want to say thank you. And I hope that this message resonates with you. If you disagree, fine, put it in the comments. That's fine. But I don't know why you would disagree. I mean, why would you want someone like Gavin Newsom to continue to just be inept and corrupt and not willing to change? It's time for him to resign. And that being said, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to wrap this up. And I want to take a moment to not only thank you and say thanks for watching, but I also want to let you know that the Jason J. Daniels Show is produced by Hollywood Zombie Productions. Have a great and safe night. God bless you in LA.